My ghosts. On this episode of Demons Row TV, we talk about why certain white MCs do not allow black members in their club, and we get into it on this episode of Demons Row TV. And oh yeah, we ghosting, baby. My ghosts, welcome to Demons Row TV, the holy grail of MC culture, where we cover everything motorcycle club involved. I'm Sos the Ghost, I'm your host for the evening, and today we're going to talk about the second part of the Racial Divide series. Last week we discussed the Spanish set, today we discussed the white set. But the first thing I want you to do, like we always do on this channel, is to hit me with that pound ghosting, and that lets me know you're alive and well, sitting on twos, doing what you do, or just part of the Demons Row community, one of my ghosts. Shout to all my new subscribers, welcome to the row. Shout to everybody that's been supporting the Demons Row clothing. Them ghosting shirts been flying off the shelf. They sold more than any other shirt I ever dropped, so I really appreciate y'all for that in a week. So that was real quick. Follow the Sos the Ghost page. We're going to drop a lot of content on there. That's Sos the Ghost YouTube page. And also follow me on Instagram at Demons Row, at Sos the Ghost _. This week's certified ghostet goes out to Los Angeles, California, Miss Peachy, Alejandra Jimenez, one of my highest voted ghostets. You fellas went crazy over that. Got a lot of response for her. 5'11". She got the apes, the 18-inch apes. She been riding about a year, so she's new to the game, but she's killing it. She got her own YouTube channel, so y'all go fuck with that. Show her support. She's a Chicana from LA. Got the Vikla tricked out. You know how they do out there. Miss Peachy, you are a certified ghostet. This week's certified ghost goes out to my homie, Cake North from the Forsaken MC Vets Club. He's a veteran. Listen, salute to everybody that serves, that fights for our freedoms, that have died so that we can have the freedoms that we have. Big shout to you, brother. You are a certified ghost. So let's get into it. The topic of the day, racial divide. In 2020, we're still dealing with blacks not being allowed to be in certain white clubs. Why does this still exist to this day? And there's multiple theories to it. There's old school bylaws from a time where there was a lot of racial tension. And you got to remember, if you're, in a club that started in the 50s and the 60s, your bylaws are going to be way different than bylaws of a club that opened 10 years ago. You know what I mean? The racial issues were high at that time. You got to remember, people were getting plugged on a daily. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, there was the KKK was on the rise at that time. It was a very different time. So people were very fractioned off in, whatever race they are. I'm not going to dispute the fact that there got to be certain clubs that are straight up racist, and there's a lot of closet racism where they'll wear the SWAT stickers, they'll wear the boats, they'll wear whatever, the SS stuff, the Nazi stuff. Everybody wasn't in a war. Everybody wasn't handed down a patch that was taken off an actual Nazi soldier's vest and sewed it onto their vest. Some people are trying to be cool, and some people are straight up racist. And if you are racist, that's your prerogative. That's your right to believe something. It's unfair to say that a white person can't be proud of who they are. Like, I'm proud to be a Hispanic. That doesn't, like, why is it that if I say I'm proud to be Hispanic or proud to be black, why does that not sound racist? But if somebody says they're proud to be white, that they're automatically a racist. You know what I mean? It's gotten to the point where if you believe in Trump, if you voted for Trump, if you feel Trump is a good president, you're racist. And I came from an era where you just, they shoot off the hip. You know what I mean? So it's unfair for you to say that somebody that has pride in their culture or in their, their ethnicity, whatever you want to call it, is racism. Now, there are people that are straight up racist. And I think that if you are racist, you need to just keep it real. Like, I like my own people. I like to rock with my own people. I don't like that other group. But don't wear the shit on your cut. Don't wear your little, your Confederate flag or whatever, and then be a sucker and say, oh, this doesn't stand for racism. This stands for, the South and whatever, but you're from like the Midwest or the West Coast or wherever you're from. You know what I mean? Like, clearly not from the South. You know what I mean? Just keep it real for who you are, why you wear it. If you wear it for those reasons, then just keep separate from any other race. Keep separate from the blacks. You don't have to, impose that on people. And I don't feel that racism makes you tough. Like, being tough is how you handle adversity. It's not about looking a certain way, acting a certain way, appearing, having the most muscles. That don't make you tough. I've seen skinny dudes fold up diesel dudes. Every time I see a fight and it's a skinny dude versus a diesel dude, I see the diesel dude get folded up. Very rarely do I even see it not end that way. So you wearing, a Confederate flag or whatever it is, if you're wearing it for the right reasons, for pride, then it's cool. But your pride should not be downing other races. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody in my culture wears a Puerto Rican flag, that's not putting any other race down. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm wearing some kind of battle flag where we burned a whole bunch of another kind of race or something like that and then just act like it's nothing. You know what I mean? Just keep it real, man. That's all I'm saying. Don't be a sucker. If you feel like you don't like a certain group or whatever, just take your stance. Keep it separate. You don't got to disrespect nobody. But also, we got to be fair to the people that want to just click up with their own type. There's nothing wrong with wanting to just rock with your own culture. Y'all eat similar food. You like similar music. I think a lot of it is that too. Like, people think it's straight up racism, but me being in a diverse club, I get to hang on both sides, So I've been in both spots and I've never felt like, and listen, some people tell me that it's unfair, like, for me to feel like that because I'm Spanish. So, like, when you're in the middle, you can get in any club. So being Spanish is like, you're not black enough to be black, but you're not white enough to be white, but you sort of still blend into both. So you do kind of, when you're Spanish, blend into both groups. So, some black people tell me, like, it's different if they was to walk into a spot. And, and that's fair. You know what I mean? I respect everybody's opinion. Everybody has a right to their opinion. Sooner or later, we got to get to the point where we got to function together, because I'm telling you, man, the way this COVID thing is going and the way they keep trying to distract us with A-list celebrities, with Tekashi, with this one and that one, and you got people, with this dressing their kids up like Marilyn Manson. Like, we're literally in an era right now where dressing your kid like Marilyn Manson is accepted. That's the world we live in right now. It's sick. It's sick. And listen, everybody has a right to their opinion, but if you are cross-dressing your kid, that is sick. It is sick. That is my point. And I have the right to say it, and I will say it. You are a sick person if you dress your kid like Marilyn Manson. Now, if that kid grows up and that kid was truthfully gay and wanted to be gay, listen, that's on that kid to make that decision. But for you as a parent to put your kid in that, come on, man, that's sickness. So that's the days and times that we live in. And MC culture, we don't deal with any of that type of shit. Like, we keep it pure and old school when it comes to that type of stuff. So people don't like that. You know what I mean? they have the right to have their own around them and to function with them. It doesn't make you racist if, you know, like for me, like I'm gonna go back to the Spanish. If I like eating, you know, Spanish food and listen to Spanish music and doing certain things, I'm gonna function with certain type of brothers more. So another thing that I feel that divides also is that I feel like the black set is more fun parties, dancing, women. It's a lot more of that. And I feel like, you know, like a lot of the white 1%ers and like traditional MCs, it's more of a bar atmosphere. It's more laid back. It's more people, you know. It's not 500 people in one big club partying or whatever. You know, it's more old ladies and family oriented. It's smaller, you know what I mean? And that's what's dope about being in a diverse club for me, is like you can get the best of both worlds. Like if you want to party, you could do that. But then we also go to the, you know, the dominant 1%er spots and have a good time with them in a different kind of way. And it's always been all respect everywhere we went. Even if certain clubs don't allow blacks, when it comes down to crunch time, when it's go time and the government says you can't come outside anymore, who's gonna stand together? The MCs, I feel, I don't really see, like I hear a lot of people talking about the 3%, and I don't have much knowledge on it. I don't have much knowledge. Let me know in the comments, you know, some knowledge on it. Maybe we'll get somebody on the show. But from my understanding, the militias, I don't see them standing tall right now. I see everybody in the house. I see the MCs is out though. I see the MCs been out the whole time. I know there's a lot that will always feel away because, you know, if you're black and maybe you wanna get into a 1% club, you know, one of the bigger clubs that doesn't allow, you know, blacks in it, how do you feel? Does that make you feel away? Me personally, like I wouldn't care. Like I wouldn't want to get down with anybody that doesn't want me, and I would just get with my own, you know what I mean? Like that's the way y'all want to move. I do my own thing, you know, but at the same time, that doesn't mean you have to respect it. You know, you could, you know, you have your opinion, they have their opinion, but you know what, like I said, when it's go time, we need to be able to unite, because the way everything is going with these distractions and everything, you never know how far they take this. So let me know in the comments how y'all feel about what I'm saying. And one thing I want to give y'all a big shout out about is the last week when we talked about the racial divide, I feel like I didn't really get that much trolls. Like it was a lot of love, it was a lot of respect. It was all, you know, there was a couple of people that were like, you know, saying like, well, certain clubs just don't let blacks in and it's racism. You know, I get that. You know, they were saying their point, but it didn't get disrespectful. It really did not get disrespectful. And that makes me proud to be part of a culture where people think like that. Like people could be grown men and look at shit from both sides. And even if you know, me, I'm well-rounded. So I look at things from both sides. I could look at the white side, at the black side. I could relate to anybody. Like I understand. I don't just look at people and be like, you know, fuck how you feeling or whatever. Like I could see like how shit affects people, you know. I dealt with racism when I was younger. I lived around some Irish people that were like would say shit that was real racist or whatever about Spanish people, and you know, it's out there, you know, and it's a problem, unfortunately. But you know, everybody has a right to their opinion, you know, and there's a lot of people on my side, Spanish side, that don't like blacks, or a lot of blacks that don't like Spanish, or a lot of blacks that don't like whites. You know, there's a lot of racial divide. I always define a man on our interaction. Like however me and you talk and how we chop it up, that's how I'm gonna judge you. And I will never judge you off what somebody else tells me. Meet that person and then you come up with your own conclusion. Thank you for tuning in to Demons Row TV, the holy grail of MC culture. Like, subscribe, and comment. No, yeah, we ghosting, baby.